Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Relationship Discovery, where here I'll be giving you the tools to help you navigate through the stages of your relationship, whether you are single, married, engaged, or dating. I'm here to help you out on your journey. Before we get started, I do want to lay down some house rules. I have three simple house rules, and that is this. Number one of our house rules is this: every time that we have our sessions, every time that we meet in our sessions, I want you to bring something to write with and have a notebook. There's a lot of information that we will be unpacking, not only in this episode, but further episodes that I want you to get. I want you to jot down and actually have, right? Number two house rule is this: if you have any questions or comments, you can post them in the comment section. And if you happen to have a question that you just want to specifically DM us, go ahead and do that. I'll make sure that I'll answer the question to the best of my ability. And number three house rule is this: every time we have a session, there will be a PDF download that you can use. It specifically is tailored for you as we go through each episode and each session that we have. Listen, you'll always hear me say, build the habit, build the habit. And what I mean by that is that I want you to do the work. The more that you build a habit here, the more you become healthier, the more that you become self-aware, the more that your perspective gets uncloudy and you have a better perspective. I want you to be able to have 20/20 perspective when it comes to having a relationship, which not only having a relationship, but with you individually. Listen, I'm not here just to give you information and leave. I'm not here to give you the information and give you action plans, which are applications. But I actually want to give you the work. I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to give you the steps that you need to move forward in. But I also want you to have the responsibility to take action on your own. So this is interactive for me and for you. This is a partnership. So I'm here to help you. And as long as you are open and honest with yourself, everything will be good in every session that we have. Trust me. Trust me. Listen, I'm excited. I hope you're excited for this first episode. So with no further delay, let's go ahead and jump into our first episode, because again, there is a lot of information that needs to be unpacked. Also, you'll see me looking away from the camera. That is because I'm going to be reading a lot of notes that I have here for us, okay? But listen, let's get ready. Let's have a high expectation, not only for this episode, but every time we have our session. This is going to be fun. This is going to be great. Trust me. Today's episode topic is, am I ready for love? Am I ready for love? That is a great question. Are you ready for love? And so with that, I want you to hear this truth. And this truth is this: wanting love and being ready for love are two different things. Most of us dream about the relationship. We desire, we pray for it. We even picture it, right? We even have this vision of it. But here's the question that we never ask ourselves, and that is this: am I personally prepared for the very thing I'm asking for? I'm going to say that again. Am I prepared for the very thing that I'm asking for? If I can stick a pin here, there are, and I want to give us an example, but we live in a society or a system where we always have to prepare ourselves for something. We have to prepare ourselves for to obtain a driver's license. We have to prepare ourselves for job interviews. We have to prepare ourselves for higher learning. We have to prepare ourselves for parenthood at sometimes, right? But the major thing This is a great picture that I want, or a great example that I want to give us, is that you have a lot of people who do a lot of preparation for the marriage. I'm sorry, for the wedding. They do a lot of preparation for the wedding, but never for the marriage. The wedding is not the foundation. You have to prepare for the marriage. And see, listen, we need to prepare for the marriage more than we need to prioritize and prepare for the wedding. There are a lot of people who've gotten married. They spent a lot of money on weddings, 25, 30, 40, 100,000 and more. And 6 months to a year later, their marriage falls apart. Why? Because they were preparing for a wedding and not preparing for a marriage. And what a marriage and what a wedding is this: a wedding is a display of an inner expression of love, right? And so it's great to express that love and that celebration of one another, but it's even better when you are displaying that inner expression for your marriage. Now, because of that, being ready for love doesn't just mean finding the right person. It also means preparing your heart, your mind, and your habits to be ready for for you to be the right person in the relationship. You can want love all day long. You can write it down, you can think about it, you can say it in affirmations all day. But if you are still unhealed, if you're not whole, if you're not if you don't know how to self-love, if you don't know how to love yourself, you're going to struggle every time that love shows up at your door. And that's being real. All right, so let's break this down. There are 5 discovery key points that we're going to be discussing whether or not you are ready for love. I want you to listen carefully. I want you to reflect honestly, and I want you to apply the action steps that I'm going to give you. Now, I want you to remember this: readiness isn't about desire, it's about preparation. Again, readiness isn't about desire, it is about preparation. Okay, so our first discovery point is this: being ready isn't about being perfect, it's about being whole enough to give and receive love. Now, what does that really mean? I'm going to break it down in 3 sections here. First one is this: perfection is a myth. Perfection is a myth. Listen, if we wait every time to fix a flaw, a mistake, or our insecurities, watch this, we'll never feel ready. We'll never feel ready. So if we're waiting to fix these things, if we're waiting for these things uh, to just flee, it's we're never going to be ready. We're going to be so consumed on trying to fix ourselves where we never get a chance to obtain what we're actually desiring. So listen, love doesn't require perfection. Watch this. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires honesty and growth. That's it. That's it. We will never be perfect because we're always going to have flaws. And not only that, we're always going to be in this healing journey. We're always going to be healing. Healing is a lifetime journey. Okay? However, perfection will never be perfect. We'll never get close to perfection. Why? Because we're dealing with 2 imperfect people who have issues, who have flaws, right? Who still have to grow in their healing journey. But a relationship only requires honesty and growth. If you can't be honest with yourself, you'll never be honest with your partner. That's just how it is. If you're honest with yourself, you'll grow individually. If you're honest with your partner, they will grow individually. But when you're honest with each other, the relationship grows. I hope you got that right. Number two, wholeness is the goal. Being whole is the goal. Being whole doesn't mean you have it all together. It means you've done enough healing to be emotionally stable, self aware, and open to connections. So, are you everything in a bag of chips, as they used to say? Wholeness doesn't mean that you have it all together. I know a lot of us, we see, especially on social media, we see people that they got it all together and everything. It doesn't mean that you have it all together. I don't have it all together. And yes, I am a therapist and a counselor. I am a relationship coach. I am a marriage counselor. I am an emotional, intelligent life coach. But listen, I don't have it all together. I have just done the work to be in a position to be more self-aware in my healing journey. Okay, so just being whole doesn't mean you have it together. It just says I've done enough work to be where I'm at right now, and I still have more work to do to grow even further. All right, number three. Readiness is about capacity. Man, that's good. Readiness is about capacity. See, listen, love flows best when you're able to both give affection without fear and receive love without suspicion or resistance. Unfortunately, a lot of us, we haven't seen healthy love in our household. We never experience healthy love. So what happens to most of us is that when someone comes genuinely and authentically to love you, to care for you, you get suspicious of, okay, when they gonna pull the rug from up under me, right? Or why are they loving me like this? They must want something. There must be some strings attached, right? Or someone loves on you, and you're like, I don't do all that hugging and kissing and affection. I don't do all of that. I don't need all of that. I don't need you to tell me you love me, 45 days out of the day. I don't need all of that, right? And so people get afraid of this because they don't know where it's coming from, because it makes them feel uncomfortable, because they never experienced anything like healthy love. They only know dysfunctional and toxic love, unfortunately. And even for those who are in the position to love freely, majority of the time you're loving or overextending yourself in loving someone due to your own fears. And those fears are usually rooted in childhood trauma. And that is due to rejection. It is due to abandonment issues. And not only that, it is from not being loved how you desire to be loved. And so sometimes you may love someone according to how you want to be loved, right? And there's nothing wrong with that per se, but you should be able to love someone according to how they receive love. Okay? You can still love people unconditionally. I don't know where I'm going here with that. When you love, when you learn to love unconditionally, that is the most mature love. That's top tier love. And unconditional love is this. Unconditional love is, I'm going to love you whether you're mad at me, you got an attitude, if you're not talking to me, if you're giving me the silent treatment, I'm going to continue to love you. It's not going to move me. Your attitude isn't going to move me. I'm still going to love on you. I'm still going to love you on the same. And as the young folks say, I'm not going to switch up on you, right? That's what unconditional love means. It doesn't mean that you overlook betrayal, disrespect, things like that. Yet, it tells you to love without strings attached. And a lot of us, unfortunately, we love conditionally. And most people love is a transactional love. If you do for me, I'll do for you. That's why some people say they fell out of love, because they have transactional love. Well, why did you fall out of love with them? Well, they stopped meeting my needs, so I fell out of love with them. That's transactional, meaning that they stopped doing for me. So since they stopped doing for me, I'm not gonna do for them. I'm gonna stop loving you, and that's dangerous. And not only dangerous, that is unhealthy love. And not only that, that's an unhealthy mindset. All right, don't know why I went there, but I did. And so I want to give us some insights here. I want to give us some insights on understanding the difference between not being whole and being whole. Not being whole and being whole. And so when you're not whole, this is what people do when they're not whole. One, they overlook red flags because you're desperate to be loved. It's a lot of people that do that. Number two, you struggle to believe someone could truly care for you. That goes on a lot. All right. And then number three, of when a person's not whole, they place impossible expectations on a partner to fix or complete them. A lot of people get in relationships in this stage. They do it, and they put these high expectations on their partners, to fulfill a void in them. They want them to fix them. They want them to complete them, right? And so a lot of relationships, that's a lot of pressure. You're putting a lot of pressure on someone to meet an expectation that they will never meet. And that's something, again, that comes, you have to deal with those things internally, all right? Because doing that, you may lose out on a good person, and you might have lost out on a good person because you didn't have that self check in loving yourself. All right, so let's move on to when a person is whole enough. So when a person is whole enough, this is what happens. One, they bring confidence and clarity into a relationship. That's a great key. That's a great key. Number two, they accept love without doubting it or sabotaging it. Man, that's people who are not whole, people who are still broken, people who are unhealed. They will self-sabotage their relationships because in their minds, they're thinking, well, something just triggered me. I'm gonna self-sabotage this. Well, how long I'm gonna be in this relationship until they cheat on me, or how long I'm gonna be in this relationship until they leave me, or how long I'm gonna be in this relationship before they verbally abuse me or something like that, right? We self-sabotage. So when a person is whole, they basically they accept love without doubting. They accept your love without thinking of anything. They accept it. You love me, okay, cool, I love you. They're not thinking about anything bad. They're not thinking about self-sabotaging the relationship because they're whole. They did enough work to understand. If you say that you love me, you love me, and then keep it like that. All right. And then lastly, when a person is whole, they offer love freely, not conditionally, because it flows from a place, and it flows from a place of healthy love. All right. And so you can sit back and even do a self-reflection right now. Have these things triggered you? Have these things stood out to you? Does any of this resound within you? And if it does, then that's where you need to do the work. That's where you need to build the habit, right? You need to build the habit to becoming whole. If you feel like what I stated about not being whole, if that resonated with you, then start doing the work to become whole. All right. And so I'm going to give us some action steps here for our first key. And I love action steps because I want to see you move forward successfully, and I want you to have a healthy perspective not only for a relationship, but for yourself. Okay, so listen, this isn't about fully about a relationship, but it's more or less of getting you together so you can be the right person in preparation to have that relationship, to have that love that you want, right? All right, so our action step is this. Instead of striving for perfection, I want you to ask yourself this. Am I healed enough, secure enough, and self aware enough to both love well and be loved well? I want to say that again for us, family. Am I healed enough, secure enough, and self aware enough to both love well and be loved well? Now, what I want us to do here in this next action step is this. I want us to build readiness. And this is what we're going to do. Number one, I want you to do daily self reflections. Daily self reflections, okay? And that is getting a journal. I want you to journal what you're learning about yourself. Listen, the more, and I'm saying this out of experience, the more that you learn about yourself, the more your perspective, not only on life, but on relationships and on yourself, where you can actually begin to create healthy boundaries. Okay? Not walls, boundaries. There's a difference between I like to say a boundary. When I think of boundary, I think of a fence, right? I think of a fence, right? Here's a boundary. You can't cross this boundary line. And most people that have houses and that have dogs, they usually will put up a sign. And those who may not have dogs, and sometimes as businesses, they will put up a sign. One sign may say, "Beware of dog," where there's a boundary that's keeping the dog from getting out, and it's a boundary that's keeping you from going in. It's protecting you, right? You have some business that says, "Do not trespass," right? Do not trespass. If you trespass, it's violating. That's good. That's good. It's violating their boundaries. That's what a boundary is. You're when you cross my boundaries, you have now violated me. You have violated what I've already put up. Here's my boundary, and I've given you the warning sign. I don't like when you do this, or I don't like this type of X, Y, and Z. So as long as I don't like, that's good. I don't like, you could put a sign up on your boundary. I don't like lying. I need you to be honest. If you lie, you cross my boundaries and you violated me. You violated my boundaries. Okay? That's what boundaries are. Walls. Walls are something that keeps things, it's almost the same thing, but walls, some walls are not, you can't penetrate them because of hurt. So some people have stone walls around their hearts where they keep love out and love can't come in, right? It's a defensive mechanism. It's a defensive mechanism. They put this wall around their heart. They take the drawbridge of their heart, the entering of their heart, and they close it. They close it up, and they protect themselves. And now they sit at the top of this wall that they have created around their hearts, and they look down and they try to see, is that person going coming to hurt me? Is that person coming to hurt me? You know, this person looks okay. I think I can let them close enough, but I'm not going to let them in. That's what walls are. And what we want to begin to do is tear down those walls and create fences. Fences to protect in a different way, in a healthier way, and not in a defensive way of a wall. And now you're looking and your mindset is, are they coming to hurt me? Are they coming to hurt me? I'm not letting anyone in. A boundary here is that I can let you in past my boundaries, or You can violate my boundaries because I've warned you. Okay? So those are some things that we can do. All right. So action plan number 2 is this. I want you to celebrate progress. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge how far you have come, even if you're not where you want to be. All right. It's all about the small things. All about the small things. Let's focus on the small things and not the big things. You can have a big vision of where you want to be, right? You can have that big picture. But what you want to do is you want to take small movements to get to that big picture. All right. And so when you get to a certain point, you can look back at those small beginnings, at those small steps, and you can look then and take all of those small steps and see how it actually began to grow into the big picture that you're looking for. All right. Last action step is this: practice openness. Practice openness. I know it's hard, but I want you to follow me. I want you to follow me. A lot of people who have trust issues, I want you to follow me. Let trusted people show you love without brushing it off or deflecting it. Find trusted people. Find people that you really trust and allow them to express love to you without you brushing it off and without you deflecting it, without you feeling uncomfortable. Just accept it. Thank you. And learn how to navigate through the uncomfortableness that you may have, right? And the more that you do this, the more you'll be able to navigate through the uncomfortableness until you're at a point where you have that confidence of receiving the love and then in response giving the love back. All right. And so here's our reflection question for our first discovery point. And our reflection question is this: where in my life am I waiting to be perfect before opening up to love, when wholeness, not perfection, is what's really needed? I want to say that again for us. Where in my life am I waiting to be perfect before opening up to love, when wholeness, not perfection, is what is really needed? I want you to reflect on that. Okay? All right. So now that you got the reflection question for the day, I want you to ponder on that. However, I've given you the information. I've given you the application or the action plans. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and download the PDF file that has your self-reflection guide. I think there's like about 5 questions that you could go over. And again, it's a self-assessment. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to put the work in. I want you to create the habit. All right. And before I go, I just want to remind you, please subscribe. I want you to like. I want you to comment. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Or if you have a question and you want to specifically DM me or message me, go ahead. I'll make sure that I will reply to your question the best that I can. And then also, again, this is the first episode of a 5-part series called Am I Ready to Love? So throughout this series, the reference guide or reflection guide, that is, will always be posted for you to download, just in case if you lose it, and or if you just want to download it and give it to someone else, invite them in on our sessions. That's cool with me. The more the merrier. But hey, before I go, I just want you to remember this: when we love, let's love in the right way. I can't wait for our second session, which is healing before loving. Healing before loving. That's going to be good. But listen, I got to go. I want you guys to have a great day, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.